Hey everyone, Shauna Ryan here. I'm going to give you a tutorial of how to do a really quick smoky eye. So if you're in a rush, like I am right now, I'm about to go on air, I don't have a lot of time, I'm going to show you how to do a quick, really sultry smoky eye. It takes very little effort, very little skill, and it has a lot of effect, a lot of bang for its buck. So here's what I'm going to do. I started with a base. I already have my foundation on, so I have a little primer to help adhere to the powder that I'm going to use. I am going to use today the Naked Urban Decay palette here. I love it. It's got a lot of colors. The colors aren't terribly concentrated, much like some of the MACs, so you're going to really have to be a little liberal with your application, but I think that is okay because it shows you really can go as far as you want with this in terms of darkness or lightness. All right, so start out with your brush just for your lids, just a regular lid brush, and I'm going to use, just go with the neutral first. You want to start with a nice base. You always want to think about opening the eye. I know we're going to do some smoke here, but never forget that you want to look refreshed. Even if you're going for a sultry look refreshed. You don't want to look closed up and tired, and sometimes if you improperly apply this makeup, it's going to close up your eye rather than opening it. You don't want that. So a nice base, right? Now I'm going to pick a light shimmer for just the lid part, okay? Just for the lid, I just used the neutral beige all around the entire eye. Now I'm going to go with, I'm feeling gold today. I'm going to take a gold powder from this, okay? And I'm just going to go on the lid part, just the lid part. And it's okay if you're not perfect. Again, this is not about perfection, especially with a smoky eye. You just want to make sure you kind of get that eye. If you go a little bit in the corner, that's okay. You'll see why. It will clean it up later. So there we go. So we did that. Now, it's time to work with the crease and the smoke. All right, I'm going to pick one of their kind of grayish tones. All right, now this is my quirky trick. I don't want to get powder all over the bottom part of my eyes. I just put on my primer and my foundation. What I like to use to cover up my eye when I put on the actual powder is, this is what you find in any drugstore. It's a shirt protector. You put it on the underarms often of jackets and whatnot. It's supposed to protect it from sweat and whatever. I love this because of the way that it folds over, the thickness of it covers the entire eye, and it's really easy to work with. I hate using little paper towels and tissue paper. It gets everywhere. It's hard to hold on to. This is great. I love these. You can find them in any drugstore. So go ahead and use one of your crease brushes. You can find it anywhere and everywhere, drugstore, Sephora, wherever. Use your crease brush, dip it in your color, then I put this underneath, okay? And what I like to do is think of making a triangle, a side triangle, right? Like a greater or lesser sign, and in and over, in and over. So I'm making that sideways triangle, that inwards triangle, and you can see there's the corner of it, and I'm going up a little bit when I apply it. Now, here's my thing. When you do this, do not make an arc like this, like I think it's natural, a lot of people do that, and do not go all the way to the inner corner, the inner corner of your eye. Keep it to about midway point of your eyeball, stop. And say when you go on the bottom part, right? You're going bottom lash, then crease, bottom lash, then crease, and don't go all the way in. Don't do that. I think that's a big mistake a lot of people make, and it creates like just a clownish kind of look to me. And again, that's going to close your eye. If you get it too dark on the inner corner of your eye, you're doing some damage here. It's not going to look good. So I'm going to do it one more time. In on the lid and bottom lash, right? And then up on the crease and stopping about halfway. And I didn't get any powder underneath, so you can see that eye there. Let's do it on the other one. Ready? Make an inward triangle. Bottom and top. Bottom and top. And just keep going over and over. And as many times as you want. You know, as dark as you want. I'm going on air, so I want it to be pretty noticeable. I want that smoke to show up in all those studio lights. In, top. Bottom, top, just over and over. And I'm, again, slightly, if you can see, I'm slightly going upwards, right? On this part of the eye. Because again, I want to give, you always want to go up and create that kind of illusion of awake and up, and you don't want to push downwards. So it's going up a little bit and then over a little bit to about the midway point. All right, not bad. Now, here's a quick tip. If you notice, if you look close, it may be hard to see. Sometimes you'll get like some strange shading. Maybe the powder, the darker powder, crease powder didn't go all the way, or it's got some lines in it. I would take that original brush for your top lid, go back to your gold color that you used on the bottom, and just from inner corner out, just swipe it. Just swipe up. Did you see that? Inner corner, swipe up, swipe up, swipe up. What it does is it helps blend anything, and again, it opens up the eye because you're lightening the inner corners, which is what you want to look more awake. All right, now what I'm going to do is to really up the ante of the smoke, I like to use a liquid liner. You can do anything you want. You don't have to put on any liner if you don't want with this. You can just use some more powder and just like kind of line the lash line a little bit. I like to put a little liquid. And if you're wondering what I like to use, I'm using Physicians Formula liquid liner because it's supposed to have all these vitamins and moisturizers that are supposed to help your lashes to grow. So hey, why not? And I like the consistency of the liner. And I really also like the applicator. I like the application of it. I like this tip. It's great. It's easy. And you notice I'm not being perfect. It's not about perfection. I like to go up a little bit in the outer corners and then just connect it. I try my best not to go too thick. Again, I find that tends to weigh down my eyes rather than opening them up, but sometimes you make a mistake and you kind of got to make the line a little thicker to clear it up. So there you go. Nice and easy. Fix up so that it's even the outer corners. There, great. Okay, now that we've done with that, I'm going to use a little bit of highlighter right below the eyebrow, the brow bone. So I'm going to just take a light shimmer. I'm using this, let's see if you can see it, this pink right here. It's like a light shimmery pink. It's got a nice lightness to it. I go right underneath, so you're not going obviously over the all the smoky crease you just created. You're just getting right underneath that eyebrow, and it's just going to highlight the brow bone. And again, it's all about opening up that eye, making you look awake when you're like me and you're not getting a lot of sleep and you need all the help you can get. All right, so we do that. Now I'm going to put on a little bit of mascara because I haven't put any on yet today. I like right now MAC False Lashes Extreme Black. I think it's real moisturizing. I think it applies really evenly, not a lot of clumping. When you're fair skinned like me and you put too much, you think you're going for a dramatic effect. You want to put more on, but sometimes more is more, and it shows as makeup, and you don't want it to look like you have on cakey makeup, obviously. All right, so we'll put on a nice little dab. I like to employ the idea that you shimmy back and forth. It gets the mascara on the lash, not just up, 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 you know, kind of go back and forth, back and forth. And let's get the other eye so you can get the full effect. I just noticed I had powder on my nose. It happens. Back and forth, back and forth. All right, there we go. You know, it's really an easy way. It took about, what, it couldn't take more than 10 minutes there. And I'm giving you a tutorial, so I'm talking about it. But it's really got a nice effect. It's got a smoky look. And just so you know, one thing that I do love to do also, if you want to go the next step and you have enough time to do it, I like to take one of these kind of liner brushes. You see this one's from MAC. It's real simple. I dip it in one of the darker colors. Just get that in there. And I'll just line the bottom. All right? Nice and easy. Now don't worry when you line that bottom lash if it looked too dark or you kind of messed up the line, because we're going to smudge this bad boy to keep with the theme of smoky eyes, right? What I'm going to do now is, remember the brush that you used on your top lid for the light color? Get a second one. Always have two, and this one's for darker colors. So what I'm going to do is take that brush, I'm going to take and I'm just going to dip it in one of the darker colors. I'm going to use just this gray. Right here, I really am liking this gray right here. So I'll dip it in that, get off the excess, and just swipe it along that bottom lash line that you just played around with, that you just lined. Just ever so slightly. Don't go crazy here. All right? You want to smoke it out. You want it to blend. You want it to be soft. You don't want it to be harsh. All right, there we go. And that took not a lot of time at all. It's a simple way to create a nice dramatic effect. I'm gonna put on some bronzer and some blush now and fix my eyebrows a little bit, and I'm good to go. But this is a nice little tutorial for smoky eyes. I hope you guys use it, try it out. Let me know how it works. Thanks so much.